Before we begin, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Galilea Sorola.
And I'm Darren Garcia.
I'm Bentley Tang.
I'm Umayma El Hamzawi.
I'm Irani Giner.
Joanna Rodriguez.
Brandon Medina.
Kimberly Arroyo.
Nadia Artiaga.
And Luis Ramirez, and we are the Frogs.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for accompanying us today. We are honored to have you here and be able to present our nonprofit organization proposal made especially by students for students.
The project that we will present for our organization is called Leap Forward.
We are addressing the cost of higher education around the state of Texas. As future leaders of Texas, it is our job to be able to provide solutions to the problems that we are facing.
In fact, these problems can be really detrimental to many high school seniors like ourselves. For example, Juan Gonzalez was a high school student who graduated as top of his class. He was valedictorian, and he was accepted into the school of his dreams. But, however, due to the excessively high tuition prices, he was forced to move to a lower level college.
Okay, so higher education is getting too expensive to the point where students are getting discouraged to attend. And especially students that are coming from low-income families that could reach their full potential, but because of money issues, they can't go. These students do not want to end up in debt after graduating, and unfortunately, those who are in college are gaining huge amounts of debt, and some even drop out. And as you can see on the screen on the left, represented by the color yellow, the low-income families, students are less likely to obtain a higher education because of financial complications, and more than half of the students represented above will not enroll at a four-year college.
And as you can see on the graph on the right, tuition at private nonprofit four-year colleges has increased 60% and 104% at public four-year colleges during a 10-year period. And that is why it is important to address this conflict, because it is important to pursue a higher education, because if you don't, it limits opportunities for the future, not only for the state, but the country as well. And with less people not pursuing a higher education, it decreases work productivity and does not fuel the American economy.
We established the name Frog, the title Frogs, because we were inspired by our Subiendo group, Frogs.
Because we wanted to relate it to our theme of higher education costs, we use the acronym FROGS, further recognize opportunities given to students.
Our mission statement is to purely advocate and invest the increase of higher education opportunities.
To help solve the problem, we will be able to educate and also advocate for financial backing for students, such as scholarships and help with financial aid. It's a very innovative idea, because we're not only educating, but we also are willing to support students with financial backing, and also welcome support from other financial aid administrations. And our vision is to hopefully try to give $40,000 in scholarships, and it would be 80 scholarships with $500, and it would help a lot to the incoming freshmen in colleges, and to help with them with solving a solution for higher education.
In order to have a successful organization, our group came up with 5 easy steps, which the first being creating a network, which is creating a website in order to stay connected, and to have countless fundraisers in order to raise the money that we need within the first 2 years. Our second step would be for us to be informed on how many scholarships we would want to give out. As Brandon said, we would want to raise up to $40,000 in order to give out $500 scholarships to 80 students. Our third step would be to educate others and everyone about other scholarships that might be available to them and other financial opportunities. Our fourth step is to assist students with SAT and AP and other different kinds of workshops, which would be provided by future teachers with internships and or volunteers. Our last step would be to keep our commitments, which are to keep growing and to benefit anybody and everybody who needs these opportunities.
Since Austin is known as the heart of Texas, we decided to give back to the community that has given us so many opportunities and establish Frogs right here in Austin, Texas. After this, we will continue to expand to different school agencies and different districts around Texas. Our starting headquarters would be a P.O. box here in Austin to provide a professionalism to our targeted demographic.
As the years progress and our organization grows financially, we're planning to expand to other major cities in Texas, such as Houston and San Antonio. All of this, our goal is to reach as many students as we possibly can, and we're trying to offer as many scholarships as well to those with financial hindrance. So with that being said, the startup cost for this venture would be $400,000.
Now, here is our budget plan. And as Omema said, our startup cost is $400,000. Oh, that is sustainable over 2 to 3 years.
As you can see on the graph, the expenses will be allocated into scholarships, social media, staff, stationery, and IRS fees, such as the Form 1023 tax exemption form. Our total operating costs would approximate to be around $375,000, but a contribution of $400,000 would allow our nonprofit organization to have a safety net of approximately $20,000.
And we accounted for inflation that has been steadily going up, and right now it is at approximately 1.5%. And how we would get the money is through sponsorships, donors, fundraisers, and investors. And what you would get in return if you were to invest are educated workers, positive publicity, and as many interns as you would like.
A quote that really drew our attention was seed money because we're going to grow, because this is really the starting costs, and we're looking to expand further on.
Right, so as my colleagues explained, this organization is really essential and important to the future of Texas. And all we're asking for is just any help, involvement, partnerships, networks that will help this company. Anything, we're accepting everything, anything helps. And just think of this as the organization as the human body. Like the money is the blood, and the volunteers are like the muscles and the brain of the company. So anything would help.
Being part of a young generation, I have observed that certain people think that we have everything automatically to our possession. That may be true to a certain extent. Yeah, we need the knowledge and resources to obtain to establish this organization and to reach those students who need to go to college. Truly, because we have so many problems, as we've seen in these presentations about healthcare and about diseases, and we need more students to just educate themselves and use their knowledge and skills to reach out to not just here in Texas or to certain parts, to be able to spread out the knowledge and power that we can empower. And also think about it this way. In the near future, you wake up one morning. Yesterday, you were 15 years old. And today you wake up with your dyed hair, a few gray hairs in your head, and then you ask, what's changed? There's a different date on the newspaper, but other than that, nothing. We still have the same issues. We still have the same problems. How can we expand on this? What do you want to leave in this world? Did you leave anything? Did you leave a change? Are you going to do anything towards this? The answer might eliminate all of these questions, or even make the answer of a resounding positive yes. You could provide and give the birth of this non-organization to reach out to those students through our networks to try to accumulate all the resources that we could grow in and finance through our scholarships and our applications. And as well, you need to take into consideration of the certain issues that we are coming to address, such as water, healthcare, and all of those. Explore your true inner passion and your meaning into this world. We are in need of your help, because only together from your knowledge, we have to spread the knowledge of power in order for us to be able to use it and distribute it, because we need more leaders. We need more people who are educated to solve today's world's problems and also tomorrow. So I hope that you take that in consideration as you're making your decision. And I just asked you, will you help us to leap forward? Thank you.
Austin is fortunate enough to have a lot of groups like y'all in their school systems already, like College Forward, Avid, College Search. So how would y'all compete and get schools to put y'all system in their schools?
Well, in our case, competition is not really a problem because when you think about it, the other organizations that will offer more money or more scholarships is just a good thing. I mean, they offer it to the students, and so that would provide them with more money for their tuition. And also, what we're doing is we're educating the people about other financial resources as well as ours. So we're providing them with our own scholarships, as well as telling them about grants they can get from the government, or providing them with information about loans, and offering them our services of workshops for standardized testings and other things like that. So, yeah.
How did y'all decide to give out 80 scholarships for $500 each?
I think. Well, we wanted to have a reasonable amount of money to also spread around, because this is like our starting basis, and also we see money as something substantial that can be put into work. There are organizations that could help us to have money, but what's the point of having money when you could be so poor that that's the only thing you have, when you could actually use it to resource and better the world? So that's why we want to start out with that and hopefully grow financially and expand it to more students globally, or not hopefully globally, but mostly in Texas that we generate right now, and hopefully have like partnerships with other organizations to maybe expand this idea to have more students into college who are educated and face the real world problems.
And to add to that real quick, we also saw that competition making a highly competitive, application process kind of encourages students to give the best out of themselves while considering to apply for a scholarship.